All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And I wanted to go into this lesson dealing with the topic of hell and composure. All right, and when I say hell, I'm not referring to Gehenna. I'm not referring to the underworld. All right, I'm referring to hell as a condition, okay, meaning hellish conditions. And the reason I had hell with composure is because oftentimes when people go through an uncomfortable situation, all right, whether it be for a short moment or for a long period of time, whatever level of uncomfortability it is hard for people to maintain composure. All right, the state of being calm and being in control. And that's something that's very important and needed, especially being in this truth, because it tells you real quick. I'm actually going to start off here, and I don't have too many precepts centered around this, but Lord willing, the Spirit will feed us, as we go. But when you read the book of Ecclesiasticus, the 2nd chapter, and the 1st verse, it tells you that, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. And oftentimes temptation, in most cases, you're not going to be tempted to do what's right. You're going to be tempted to do what's wrong in most cases, because that's how demons work. All right. Now, ideally, you want to be tempted to do what's right, and you want to do what's right. But in the stronger temptations, especially what these demons come with, is to get you to do something that's wrong, or put you in a position where you're going through difficulty. Now, oftentimes people will often lash out, or they'll be very difficult to communicate with or talk to, because they're so frustrated and aggravated, and they don't want to hear anything. They don't know what to do, but they don't want to take advice. They don't want none of that stuff. And what that does is it makes your situation worse, because when you're going through something and you are in a very restless, hostile state of mind, and you are lacking composure, it's very easy to miss the key details that can get you out of whatever situation you are in. It's very easy to miss out on great opportunities to better your situation, because you are spending the majority of your mind, of your brain power, being angry, emotional, and frustrated. Now, being composed is not an easy thing, but just like anything else, you can train yourself, you can train your body and your mind to stay in that calm spirit. All right, shalom, shalom, Yahweh Bashem Yahshai Brakatham. All right, to stay calm, because that's what it's going to require, especially in the times that we're coming into. Now, last night I did a lesson, and I touched on the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, the 3 holy children, specifically when they refused to bow down to the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. And when they refused in front of him, he basically got very angry, and he commanded that they should be thrown into the fiery furnace. Wow, that's pretty wicked. The sea people, now they want to add the Kool-Aid to children's let me see what it says. Yeah, to children's immunization. Like the things they give you as a child and whatnot. Now they want to add this onto that. But I thought this demon just came out and said that the Pan-D was over. And then they came out and said, no, we're going to extend the emergency, yada, yada. These devils are all over the place. But regardless, the point is, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were composed. They had to keep their composure. They weren't losing their minds, because what would have happened had they lost their minds? You have certain individuals that expect that the second you declare that you are for Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, that very second and instant, something has to happen. But that's not often how it works. In most cases, it'll be at the last moment, because that's really where the trial of your faith is. The trial of your faith isn't just, oh, these devils came at me. They said, well, what do you, are you going to take the MOTB or not? I said, I'm not going to take it. And then you expect the second you say I'm not going to take it and they try to get physical with you, a band of angels just come down and just knock all of them out. But that might not necessarily be the case. The Lord might say, I want to test them to see, are you really going to stand on that? So the Lord might not have anything happen. He might give you into their hands temporarily, to where, they try to grab you up and you try to resist, and then they punch you in the face, I don't know, give you a black eye or something, knock a tooth out, and then drag your ass to a FEMA camp, and then put you in there for a period of time. Now, it doesn't mean that the Lord won't deliver you, but maybe the Lord said, I'm going to deliver you after some time from that camp. But you might not see it right away. So that's where it's very important to stay calm and stay in the spirit. Because if you are of the mindset that, well, the second I say this, or the second I declare this, immediately the hell that I'm in has to disappear. Immediately I should be in the best condition possible. You are going to lose your mind. What happens when you, but Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and then you get hit with the back end of a gun right in your front teeth, boom. And then you probably never felt that before. Your lip is busted and your two front teeth are missing. You might have individuals that'll just lose it. What the what's going on? I just called upon the Lord. The scriptures say that but you got to stay calm. All right. Now, even prior to that time, prior to, the fullness of it, where people are coming up to get you, just even in your everyday today life, you have to remember that you are here to serve the Lord. And Ecclesiasticus 2:1 tells you, prepare. You got to prepare your soul for temptation. Verse 2, it says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and what? Make not haste in time of trouble. And that's going to come by staying calm. And the more faith you have, the more calm you are. Here's another perfect example. When Yahushua was on the ship with his disciples, and then the storm arose, you could see the difference between the two of them. During that whole time, Yahushua didn't lose his cool. As a matter of fact, he was sleeping. Right? But the the disciples at the time were losing it. We gonna die. Oh Lord, please do something lest we all die. The storm is, look at that. But now you can't really blame them all the way, because I'm sure if any one of us was on that ship, we would also be shook. Yeah, we know Yahushua is on here, but the human element of you comes out, where Peter was a fisherman. So you got to take that into account. Peter was a fisherman, and yet he was still scared. So that goes to show you, damn, this likely wasn't just any regular small wave or storm or wind. This had to be some real massive, crazy one, to where even they were shook, But what happened when Yahushua got up? He rebuked the winds. He didn't wake up in a panic. What's going on? What wind? Oh shit! No, he didn't do that. All right, because he kept calm, and that is going to take you a long way. That's going to help you get through a lot of situations. Being able to remain calm, especially under pressure. Now, I want to get this precept real quick. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 32. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city. And in order to be slow to anger, you have to be you got to be what's the word I'm looking for? Long suffering. You got to be long suffering, meaning you're not hot-headed. You don't get triggered instantaneously. The second, boom, I'm already on fire, flame on. The scriptures talk about hearing the whole matter. Now, there are certain topics that may differ for each and every one of us, but there are just certain things that when you hear, just even the topic alone is something that'll piss you off. It's something that'll just you'll just get so angry of. You get heated. But the scriptures say, hear the whole matter. Don't jump the gun. Listen to the whole matter, and then make a decision, and then bring a judgment down. No matter how much you don't like the situation or the topic. And the more you are able to do that, it's really just thinking, right? Whenever you get emotional, people get emotional because they're not thinking. They're feeling. Their thoughts their actions, I should say, are being driven by their feelings, not their thoughts. You ever seen in a movie, what the hell? Salakia. It's like a cough and a hiccup at the same time. But you ever seen in a movie where they tell, like, they have a job to do, but there's opposite gender involved, like maybe a woman, or if it's a woman, there's a guy in there. And then the mentor tells them to stop thinking with their heart, right? They point to their chest, and they say to start thinking with their head. It's just basically like a figure of speech, but in a physical sense, because in both cases, you're still thinking with your mind. Your heart is an organ. It doesn't think. It just does. But the point is, when they say stop thinking with your heart and start thinking with your head, because when they're thinking with their heart, they can't function correctly. Why is that? Because their actions are being driven by feelings, not by thoughts, not by logic, not by sound reasoning. This is why even fighters, when they go to fight, one thing that people overlook is the mentality that it takes to actually be a fighter, or to be an athlete, or to do anything. But if you take like boxing, for example, or a fight, people often look at the conditioning, and they mainly look at the outer training, the running, the road work, the punching bag, all of these different things outwardly to get stronger, to get faster. But a very, very large, big portion of that is the mental aspect. Okay? A lot of these athletes, these boxers, these fighters, they go through mental hell. When you have to cut in order to fall within a certain weight class, or whatever the case may be, they tell you got to drop this much weight within this 2 weeks, or within this. Do you know what kind of hell that is? And that's a very tough mental strain. You got to fight all them demons. You got to wake up early. You got to go here. Even the outward training comes from the inward. Your thought, your mind has to be strong to get you to wake up at 5 a.m. To get you to do that extra set, to get you to run that extra mile. It's all in the mind. You got to have a strong mind. Okay, and the point is, the mentality is very important. Hell and composure. The way you get through that hell is really how you react to it. How strong is your mind? How controlled are you? Now, this is Proverbs 16:32. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty. Because let's take an example. Let's take, what's his name? Goliath. Goliath was a giant. He was mighty. But when he saw David being a youth, Goliath got all worked up. He got proud. He got all worked up. Like, what the hell? Am I a dog that you bring in, all of these things? And he got overconfident. He didn't stay calm. What the hell is this shit, man? And guess what happened? His ass was dead, and his head was taken off. Okay? Because he wasn't calculated. He wasn't thinking. His head wasn't in the game. And in some deadly times, if you even take your mind, you lose focus for 1 second, that could be it for you. But as it says, continuing on, and he that ruleth his spirit, than he that taketh a city. You see, being slow to anger and being able to rule your spirit. When you get angry, if you slow down and you actually start to think about what it is that you're feeling and what you want to do in that moment, you'll start to calm down. Anger is like a rush, right? It's like a rush. It's like a spark. And when you get angry and just think, when you start to think, that's buying you time to calm down. And then eventually, now when you first start thinking, you might feel, yeah, I want to punch this guy in the face. That's the best thing I can do right now. But you got to think further than that. Okay, what happens if I do this? Think of the consequences. Just start thinking, what is this scenario that I want to do play out? How does it actually play out? This officer stops me and he's talking all this BS and I'm running late and he's just chatting some straight BS and I'm getting very pissed off. I could comply, or I could just be like, yo, let my emotions get to me. But let me think about how would that play out. It's almost like when, and I've seen this before in like certain shows, something happens and then they freeze the scene and then you got the conscience of the person is walking around talking. Like something, maybe you get, I don't know, somebody spills their lunch food on you and then everything freezes. Before you react, everything freezes. And then you get your conscience and it's walking around talking. So now in this very case, this could go one of two ways. You could get up and you could turn around and you can knock them out. Or you could let it go and see actually what happened, what's going on, try to understand it, this, that, and the third. That's what you got to do. You got to freeze for a second in your mind and actually think about this. Okay, what does it look like? All right, I get up, I turn around, I don't even hear what the person, I don't even know what's going on. I just start throwing hands. This person gets hurt. I calm down later on. I find out that it was an accident. They just tripped. They didn't mean to. Now they just lost the eyeball because I got mad. And then now all of these things. And you'll notice that as you're doing that, your anger levels will start to calm down because you're thinking. Your mind is focused now on your thoughts and less on your feelings. And then the more you think, you realize, you know what, it's not even worth it. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe let me just see why. And then you zoom back in or you press play, you turn around and find out, oh, I'm so sorry. I just tripped. I didn't know what happened. You know what? It's all good. It's all right. And right then and there, you calm down. All right. For some reason, calm down has become like a trigger word, especially for women. And they show you that so many occasions. It's almost like pouring gasoline on a fire to create an even bigger explosion. They get upset, they start overreacting, and you dare go and say, calm down, or it's not that big of a deal. Oh my God. That's going to be World War VII in your house. Okay? But the point is, you should calm down. Anyway, let me see what bro's got on here. I've seen some good precepts on here. Good precepts. Oh yeah, this is what the water. I didn't have these precepts lined up, but this is what I was looking for. This is good. Let's see. This is Yahweh's Warriors, Psalms 37:8. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. Because, see, anger is one thing, but what's worse is regret. Regret out of doing something when you were angry. Something that normally you wouldn't do, but you let your emotions get the best of you. The reason is there's certain things that you do that you just can't undo. Certain things that you say that you cannot unsay. And you don't want to end up in that situation. So it's better to avoid it. The scripture says it's better to slip on pavement than to slip with the tongue. Because once something leaves your mouth and enters into somebody's mind, it's there. It's always going to be there. They're always going to remember. Even if you apologize or whatever it is, it's happened. It's almost like dropping the plate and then it breaks and then you're trying to glue it back together versus not dropping the plate at all. No matter how, if you replace the plate, if you glue it so well good that we will always remember that at one point the plate fell and it broke. You see? And you don't want that to be something that happens to you out of anger. You know, I got mad and so I did this. And then I wish I could take it all back, but it's too late. That's the thing. You can't go back in time. It's too late. So you got to remain composed. That is a very, very a trait to be well desired in this truth. Composure. When you getting rebuked, you got to remain composed. You got to remain composed. Babylon teaches you to lash out, get defensive, talk back. If they raise their voice, you raise your voice. Even if they're right, you just get emotional and defensive and you just want to curse at whatever. The world is ending because I'm upset. You know, I don't want to hear nothing. You know, you know. But if you just stop and listen, yo, you know, there's situations where, for example, you may have somebody, a Jake, an Israelite, get pulled over by the cops or get stopped by the cops, and I'm gonna give a perfect example that I just thought of, but you can see that the officer or the person in authority doesn't actually want to escalate the situation. They just want to look. Let's just look. I have to do this because this is my job. So let's just go the smoothest route and let's get it over with. Matter of fact, look, I try to find even. I can't just let you off the hook, but I'll try to make it as least. You know, you'll be penalized in the least form possible. And all you got to do is just comply. But when you start to, no, what nigga, what you mean you gonna give me the, then you just ruin everything at that point. It's like that video that the Elder Yashwamba uploaded on his 2 Through an Info channel of the guy and his woman in the park, and in the in the office, I think it was Officer Brooks or Officer Brook. Basically, he had to give him a ticket because they were in the park after hours. Now, that demon of a woman, because of her lack of composure, if you watch the video, you saw how it ended up, with her on the floor getting cuffed and then put inside of the back of a cop car, simply because she couldn't shut her mouth, stay composed, sign a damn ticket because you knew you were in the wrong, and just keep it pushing. You see, Officer Brooks, now you want to sign a ticket, but now he don't want you to. They know you don't got the option no more. You should have shut up and signed the ticket in the first place. See, you got to think, okay, he said this can go one of two ways. I can sign it or I can go to jail. I can get cuffed up and thrown into the back of a truck, a damn car. Let me think about this. Let me play out this scenario in my head. This, matter of fact, oh wow, okay, I don't have to deal with any more drama. I'm gonna just go pay it whenever I get the chance when I go home. Versus now I'm going home late. I'm going in cuffs. You know, this is a bad look. This is just a complete bro, you want to talk shit about Officer Brooks? Why don't you just take the ticket? When you in the car going home, you talk all the shit you want. But it's all mental. And like I said, this place is conditioned people, men, women, and children, to lack the ability to just remain calm. A lot of unnecessary situations happen because people don't know how to remain calm. Just take the low road sometimes. When you catching hell, and I'm not saying that it's easy. There's some times when even the calmest of persons would want to just grab somebody and wring them by the neck. You just get so heated and pissed off. But just realize, the more angry you get, the more emotional you get, the less control you have. The less control you have, the more the demons have access to take. It's almost like you're in the driver's seat, right? Your hands on the wheel. You got two hands firmly gripped on the wheel. You in control. The second you get emotional, it's like you took one hand off the wheel. And if you get even more emotional, you've taken the other hand off the wheel. So you got a demon sitting in the passenger seat who the whole time has been reaching to try and grab the wheel. So the second you let go of the wheel, you lose control. That demon's gonna grab the wheel, turn that shit, and now your car's in an accident. And your car is your actions. So you gotta stay composed. You know? That's it. That's how you do it. So let me read some more on here. This is Yahweh's warrior, Proverbs 15 and 18. A wrathful man stirreth up strife, but he that is slow to anger appeaseth strife. I'm gonna read that again. A wrathful man stirreth up strife, because even where there's no need for it, he ain't gonna understand. But he that is slow to anger appeaseth strife. So where there's potential for violence, you can diffuse the situation. Okay? This is James 1 and 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried. That's what this is all about. Trial. We're constantly getting tried. It says, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. Sometimes you have days when it's like every single thing that you try to do is not only going wrong, but it's making things worse. You know, you reach for your favorite mug that you always drink your early morning tea or coffee out of, and then it just falls out of your hand and breaks. It's fallen before, it just never broke. This time it just breaks, it shatters. Or maybe it may break with the coffee in it, where it's even worse. It's one thing if it fell and broke. It's one thing if after you've made the coffee, upon your first sip, it slips, a part of it spills upon you while you're sitting by your computer. Some of the tea spills into your keyboard, and then the jug falls down and then cracks. And now you may just need a minute just to sit there and just and just calm down, because now you don't know who to blame. You just pissed. And then you get up, you say, all right, whatever. Eventually, after you good, you get up, you go, you clean yourself, you try to clean the keyboard, and as you clean it, you press one button which closes all the tabs that you had set up. Maybe you're about to do a lesson, and all the windows and the tab is all just closed now. You forgot all the presets you had. Now you even more pissed off. So you trying to sweep the shattered pieces, and then you accidentally step on one of them, and now there's the shattered jug piece in your toe. I mean, there's just days when it's just like things are going so bad, but it's just everything is making things worse, right? You still gotta remain calm. You still gotta stay composed. See? Let me see what this is. What's going on here? No. Oh, I thought you was talking to me. It says here, definition: composed, having one's feelings and expression under control. Exactly. Calm. Hey, but it happens. It happens. Now, when you're speaking of it is one thing, but when you actually going through it, you get very, very pissed. Very irate. But it's all a part of it. And the more you can stay calm, the better decisions you can make. The more you can stay calm and think. When you're under pressure, you can stay calm and think, the better it'll be for you. Because when all hell is breaking loose, you're gonna need to make literally life decisions. Decisions that could either put you and everybody that's with you's life in jeopardy, or you can make it out. Then there ain't no backup decisions. It's just this way. You got to be calm and think. Okay, pray to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai and think about what's the best way to go in this situation. Don't lose your mind. Don't start panicking, because then everybody gonna die. Okay, and as a matter of fact, that's why you don't want to be around people that are emotional and just they don't know how to follow directions. They don't know how to listen. Whenever anything goes wrong, they just start twitching. They start tweaking. They're like a bug in a computer system. Oh my God. What do we do? Yo, you don't do that. Okay, I'll tell you what you don't do. You don't do that. Because now, whoever it is that's in charge, you making it hard for him to think, all right, to even make a decision. You gonna mess everybody up. You tell, yo, grab the thing, turn on the light, or grab this and grab what? No, you can't be around somebody like that. They're gonna get everybody killed. Here it is, you all supposed to be hiding and just be quiet. Whoever it is may be walking right next to you, but he doesn't see you. So you just shut up and be quiet and just hide. You're gonna have that one person, they get so close to you, they still don't see you, but now you get yourself caught. Oh my God, he's right there. No shit, Sherlock. Nah, everybody's done. But the point is, hell and composure. When you catch hell, it's easier. It feels like it's easier to just get angry, to just lash out. But that rage, that that irrational thought, what all is gonna do is affect you in the end. So you want to be as composed as possible. It's not something that happens overnight, but you can work on it. You can work on trying to remain calm. You can work on just being chill and mellow. Not being so flame on all the time. Just being chill, calm. You don't got to yell with everything. Having an inside voice, knowing how to speak. All right. Let's see what those brothers got on here. Okay. All right. Let's see. Yep. This is Pillars of Benjamin, 1 Peter 1:6, wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptation or temptations. But the scriptures say, as a matter of fact, yep, verse 7, that the trial of your faith being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahushua HaMashiach. Remember that everything is to prepare you. Everything you're going through is preparation. That the reason the Lord has you go through certain things is to prepare you. Some people can handle some things that others can't. And sometimes you may have the potential to handle something, but you're not ready yet. So the Lord might just keep putting you through certain kinds of situations where it requires you to have patience. Oftentimes, if you ask for faith and you get tried, your faith is being tried, you get put in situations where you have to show faith in order to make it out. If you ask for more patience, you get put in situations where you have to show patience, where you're being tempted, where you're being annoyed all the time. Okay? The only way, if you go to the gym, you want to get stronger, you have to lift those weights. If you want to lift 50 pounds, you need to keep lifting. You can't do something. What you got to do has to be related to what you're trying to get. Meaning, if you want more faith, you can't just go, I'm gonna just go to bed and wake up that way. No, you have to show faith. You have to put in that work. You know, if you want patience, you gotta be put in a situation where you're forced to show patience, where you're tried. You want to be humble, you're gonna be put in humiliating situations to see, okay, how do you react? You know, can you take the value from it? Can you learn? Can you get the moral out of the story? See, so all of these things, always remember, when you pray for something, it's not going to come the easy way in most cases, especially if it's something like a trait or an attribute that either you want to have or you want to get better at. Slakia. Salakia, especially a trait that you want to get better at, you should expect that you're going to be tried in that department. Okay? You're going to be tried in that department because that's how whatever you're asking for, this is the path to get it. That's it. Well, the Lord is going to show you, oh, Lord, I want to have more faith. Okay, I'm not going to put you at the destination. I'm going to just show you the path. You just, now it's up to you. How bad do you want it? Go get it. You didn't know where to go. I've showed you where to go. Now go get it. Go and get out over there. See what I mean? It's inside joke. But nevertheless, let me read one or two more and then I'll wrap it up. I think the point is made. All right. And the point is, have composure. Okay. Be calm. Be reasonable. Listen, even if you're not in agreement right away, just listen. Hear the whole matter. Hear what the person has to say. Maybe they may have a valid point in there. Maybe you may not agree with everything they have to say, but there may be something that you can work with them on. But if you just shut it down right away, then that's not going to happen. Let's see. Yep. Woo, this is a good one. GMS Chayal, Ecclesiasticus 27:5. The furnace proveth the potter's vessels, so the trial of man is in his reasoning. You see that? Because the furnace, which is the fire, proveth, meaning it tests, it puts to the test, the vessel. It makes it completes it, it shines. It's like one of the final tests to really make or break it. And as it says here, so the trial of man is in his reasoning. Okay, it's ultimately your how do you put together different thoughts based on whatever you're going through. That is either gonna make or break you. What do you do in certain situations? The main test for you is, how are you gonna react to whatever this situation is? You just lost something. You just got hurt. You just got bad news. What mindset are you gonna be in? What thoughts are you gonna come up with? What reasoning are you gonna come with? That's the trial, where the Most High is gonna test you to see what conclusion do you come to mentally based on whatever that's the hour of temptation. Are you gonna take it? Or are you not? What is gonna be your reasoning? And that's where you have that internal conflict with people, where they think in their minds, damn, this is hard. What do I do? What decision do I make? That's the ultimate trial. Okay? And it's easier to make a wiser decision when you're not panicking and bugging out. Yep, this is Proverbs 25 and 28. Warriors for Yahushai H-Town 144K. In the NLT version, it says, a person without control is like a city with broken down, I think it should say walls. Salaki, because oh, okay, I can see here. A person without self-control is like a city with broken down walls. Exactly. That's a beautiful precept. What happens to a city with broken down walls? It can easily be taken over. And a person without self-control can easily be manipulated and controlled. If you don't have self-control, guess what? Somebody else is going to control you, because you are the self. If you are not controlling yourself, right? You're lacking in self-control. Somebody else is going to be able to control you. What does that mean? Okay, well, I get angry. And when I get angry, I get triggered easily. I'm not able to calm myself down and control my own thoughts. Somebody's going to be able to do it because you can't. That means somebody's going to figure out, I know exactly how to trigger this guy. I know exactly what to say to get him angry. I know exactly what to say to calm him down. I know what to say to get him afraid. I know how to make him do whatever. If I want him to do this, I'm going to say this to get him angry. And then I'm going to say this to put thoughts in his mind. And then I'm going to set up this, and I know he's going to react this way. Somebody's going to control you. As where if you have self-control, they're not going to be able to do that. He says something, it's not going to have effect on you because you are in control. Not him or his words or her words. She's doing it in hopes to get you worked up. But you already are in control. So whatever they say does not affect you. And even if it does, it doesn't control you. It may be something to think about. But at the end of the day, your actions are only going to happen based on your thoughts, your commands, not theirs. You got some people that will bait you. I bet you won't do shit. I'm in your face now. What you gonna do, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. You ain't gonna do nothing. Put your hands on me. I dare you. Go ahead, touch me. You ever seen those kinds of situations? And then the person does it. They were literally told, touch me. Go ahead. Go ahead. I said touch. Then the person does it. Whereas the person might not have wanted to do it, but they didn't have self-control, so they let the other person control them. They let the other person get into their head. And that's not a place where you want to be. And there's many ways of doing it, through fear, interrogation tactics. How do you get somebody that's innocent to confess to doing a crime that they didn't do? You make them. You see? So you got to have that mental stability where if you say, I'm not going to fight this person, I'm not going to do this, it doesn't matter what they say to you. You ain't going to do it. You're going to tell, your actions are going to go based off of what you say. No, I ain't going to put my hands on them. If they touch me, I'll defend myself, but I'm not going to throw the first punch. Then it doesn't matter what they say, because you're in control. Really is the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right, but the point is, rule your spirit and then have your spirit in the driver's seat over your flesh. Anyway, with that, I'm going to end it here. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.